All right, in this video, we're going to look at Chapter 10, Section 2. I highly recommend reading the section in the textbook on the e-text, watching the videos that Pearson has in there as well. This is just made to be a supplement, not a replacement. But Section 10.2 looks at rational exponents to roots and roots to rational exponents. If you see something in the form of x raised to the y over z power, basically a fraction as an exponent, a rational exponent, make your root sign, put your x in there, and then the numerator of your exponent goes inside, the denominator goes on the outside. So if we had an example like x to the 2/3 power, that would be equal to the cube root of x squared. You see how I just take the numerator, put it in there with the x, the denominator goes on the outside. Likewise, if I had 144 to the 1/2 power, that would be equal to the square root of 144, which is going to be 12. I highly recommend you take a minute and maybe make a list of your perfect squares up to 12 and your perfect cubes up to maybe 7 or 8. So no, 1 cubed is 1, 2 cubed is 8, 3 cubed is 27, 4 cubed is 64. And know those up to maybe 7 or 8, and then your perfect squares, know those up to maybe 12. So know that 11 squared is 121. That way you can do your squares and your square roots fairly simply. Another example, suppose I had maybe like 32 to the 2/5 power. Make a root. What goes on the outside here? Our denominator, which is 5. What goes on the inside? Our base, for starters, and then the numerator. Not much we can do with that one, so I'm just going to leave it just like that. Now let's say we have a negative exponent. Suppose I have x to the negative 2 power. Think of it as a reciprocal. Think of it as a reciprocal. Drop it down into the denominator. This is going to be equal to 1 over x squared. Put it in the, in the denominator like that. So if I were to see something be like 7xy, to the negative 4/7 power, put it down. Let me get my parentheses correct here. Think of it like that. You can work it from there. Keep in mind, like we looked at in the last section of your rules for adding and subtracting with exponents. If I gave you something like x to the 9/5 power divided by x to the 3/5 power, or remember, you subtract your exponents. So that will give us x 9/5 minus 3/5 is 6/5. Likewise, same thing with multiplying. Let's try a hard one. How about 4 to the 2/3 times 4 to the 5/12 divided by 4 to the 1/2 power. Let's try this out. Now, in the top, you're multiplying, so you need to add your fraction. So 2/3 plus 5/12. You need a common denominator. Common denominator is going to be 12. So this would be the same as 2/3 is the same as 8/12. So 4 to the 8/12 times 4 to the 5/12 is the same as 4 to the 13/12 divided by 4 to the 1/2. Excuse me. Well, now we need to subtract. So we have to do 13/12 minus 1/2. Well, think of 1/2, common denominator 12. That's going to be 6/12. You're going to have 4 to the 13/12 power minus 4 to the 6/12 power. That is going to give us 4 to the 7/12 power. If you have any questions, please email me. Again, this is not made to replace the text. It's just made to be a supplement.